when regular stage here, and then we're going to relocate down to what is it? The street over here.
Kiawe Street, right by the train tracks at the gate.
And then, we just from there, we'll probably demonstrate there for a little while. And then we'll probably relocate to the upper site and then do a peaceful march up there.
Absolutely. Bring water.
Yeah.
And then when you guys are demonstrating, we can't be right on the roadway. We got to be on the dirt.
On the dirt.
Okay. Just so we're not blocking anything, and make sure everybody can pass through. You do have tourists coming to go do their ATV tours
And then I
all
wanted
of
to
that
say one
stuff.
last thing. If it does get violent, they're not representing the whole. That's somebody's individual reaction or action, and so. But we're gonna make sure we do our best to make sure that doesn't.
Yeah,
happen.
I know. It's not going to be held against you personally. Everybody is their own person. Everybody's going to react how they want to react. Who knows how the other side's going to react? I don't know. But as long as we go in with a mindset that we're here for just cause, good cause, and legal cause, and nobody's going to get hurt.
I'm Philip Stevens. I'm Poloau's brother. I'm Bernard Farden's grandson. I'm Auntie Emma's grandnephew. I grew up pretty much here when I wasn't in school in Honolulu. I was first mate for Archie when we had the Ayala. That's how much I go back and how much my culture meant to me. Although I did leave the islands, moved to the mainland, because I thought I couldn't afford to live here anymore. I got pumped in the head. I had one word that I hate my kids to tell me, and that was duh. If I think that way, how much of us people would have still been on the island? So I had to come home. It's not easy. I figure that looking at this, everybody here is against somebody taking our water. Anybody doesn't know how much was up in these valleys in the old days. My Uncle Manabu used to take me up there, and I would see it. In 1991 and 92 and 90, I was a sales manager for Kenai Helicopters. We flew these mountains. I saw all the old homesteads. I saw all the lo'is, all in all of these valleys. They've taken that from us. I thought I had on computer. I get on computer, but I don't have ink. This is a picture of Mr. Kukuya in 1919 in his house in Kanaha Valley. I have the regular pictures, and I'll share it with everybody. I think Luella has a copy of this as well. But Kanaha Valley in 1919, and it's hard to see, but you can see there were lo'i all through the valley. This is not something that we're fighting for that nothing was or wasn't before. Okay? I can't stay for the whole thing. I want to. Luella knows me. I've been a part of this. My niece has a property up in Kanaha. Got given to her by Auntie Emma and by my Uncle David shop. So she has an interest in this. She can't be here. I should be up there. One of the other things that we're probably not going to be a part of this, and I love the gentleman who takes care of all the cattle, but cattle and sheep damage properties. They're going on your properties. In the state of Hawaii, I came from Colorado. We were a fence-in state. We had to fence our cattle in. Hawaii is a fence-out state. They have to fence their cattle out of your property. What I can do, because I have the keys, not this one, but down there, is I can go up to the property and take a picture when the cattle and the animals are on your guys' properties. But I need to know whose properties and what properties. And go back 24 hours later. At 24 hours, there is a fine. At so many hours, you guys become ranchers.
Got to become ours.
Not really, but that is a very, very strong point, because if they cannot move them, it becomes then possession. But by the same token, if they damage your land, you folks can get not only the fines to them after a certain amount of time, they owe you money for damage to your property. My goal coming back to Hawaii because I did change my life from a paniolo and a diver and a no good bum in Maui to a paniolo. I have had the privilege of working Molokai Ranch for 10 years, Parker Ranch for 3 years, Na'aleo Dairy for 2, and for Kaupo Ranch for 2 years before I left to go to mainland. Because I just got through running one ranch for 4 years in Colorado. My goal is to start somehow a community pasture in these mountains. That means any one of you can own a cow, and I'll take care of it, and I'll make sure it gets bred, but not by me. And then soon you'll have 2, and soon you'll have 3. But it's a means for us to bring back our Aina. I know how to use cattle and even pigs and goats to bring this land back from what it was. We have to bring the dirt back first. You know, people in the mainland said, "Oh, you paniolo?" I say, "Yeah, I'm a paniolo." "Oh, you're a cowboy?" "No, I'm not a Hawaiian cowboy. I'm a Hawaiian grass farmer." "No, that puts yourself down." "No, as paniolo, we know it starts with the Aina. If the dirt is junk, you're gonna graze junk grass. If the cattle eat junk grass, you got junk meat. If you eat the junk meat, you're gonna have junk health." But that's what we have to do. And this all starts with the water. The water that has been taken away for 100 years. You know, all we have to do is get some of it back. We don't have to get it all. But let's get they're supposed to have the some. We're supposed to have the rest. They're supposed to have all of it until we have no use of that, and then they get it. That's the wording of their contracts 120 years ago. They never listen. I can't be here, that's why I'm having my talk now. Thank you, Archie, for letting me have it.
Thanks for coming. We'll be in touch. Hey guys, we go pull it. Let's just get refocused on why we're doing this and what we're supporting for this for today. Kalepa, I'm going to ask you to pull it, but before I do that, I just want to reinforce a couple of things. That number one is the reason why we're here. Number 2, how we're going to proceed with the demonstration and how it affects all of us. Number 3. So, number 1, the reason why we're here is because there's a current settlement consultation that's going on regarding Kanaina lands up here. So, in specific, dealing with what we're doing today is that we're showing support for the heirs. For the heirs of this Kanaina lands, yeah? Because there's a lot of us that are here that are actually not on this case. But it's never too late for us to be put on this case. But the important thing for us to understand today is that we're here to show support for everybody else around, and that to convince or let the judge is going to be with the on this tour today as an observer. The judge, and more importantly, the family members, that they cannot sell their share of this land. By them selling the share of this land, it gives Kahoma LLC the opportunity to claim the rest of the land, which we know is not right. So the purpose of today's march is to express through our actions, which is peaceful, that you know what, we cannot do this. This is not what this land was for. This land was for all families to use. That's the first thing. The number 2 thing is that we exercise a peaceful demonstration today. That we exercise a peaceful demonstration, and we be very tactful and knowledgeable about how we do things today. Because remember, our family members will be riding in those vans. Our family members will be riding in those cars that they want to talk to. Our job is to let them see and convince them that what they might be attempting to do, which is to sell, is not the right thing to do. Okay, that's the second thing. The third thing is for us to realize that we all need each other. By us not working together, Hawaiians, we made this mistake too many times. We all kind of venture off in our own direction, because what happened to Charlie guys over there what happened over here to the Kiahis, the Kalepas, and so on and so on, all the families. And it all boils down to the valleys, the water. It's so important that we begin to stand up and let them know that they cannot just walk over and steal and take what is lawfully not theirs. We need to begin to stand up and protect that. And I think more and more people are like coming on board. They see what's happening. The younger generation, they're more kamai. They're not afraid to stand up. I mean, there's been a lot of warriors like Charlie, Kai, that have been giving the undivided attention to all these things that are happening. And it's just us, the guys that are just beginning to get other people more aware of what's going on. And we got to spread that word, we got to spread that knowledge so that we can begin to work together to stop this. Yeah? So those are the three things that we're trying to accomplish today. Klepa, can you pull it for us?
Mahalo no kia vae, koko mai, kuliki kako, loko ka pono kia aina nui ne. I nao no ka mea e huiki aku ia mako ke ala kupono no ka oha, no ko ka oha. Loko kia papahana ne, nui ko mako mahalo ia oi e kia pua manalani. No kia vā, ia koko mai ne. Nao no e hopalekana ko mako hana, ko mako papahana o kia la. Nao no e huiki ai ka pono ko mako mauhana. Me ki ia, me ka aloha nui ia oi, me ki kuliki ka po, loko ka pono o kau, hima, ākau. I vai o ia ke ia leo puli haha, maku no kau kiki kani hiwa me kuhani e molele. Amene, amene, amene.
There are a couple housekeeping things. Safety. Make sure you guys stay hydrated. Okay, we have coolers of water, ice water, oranges. Keep an eye on the little ones. Yeah, make sure that they stay back, stay safe. After we get done with today's demonstration, I asked Kai if Kai can give us a little education about the water. Maybe Kai Kapali, yeah, and Charlie, when we go up to the valley afterwards, that you guys can share your manao about the water rights, and what's currently happening in West Maui with the water, and what we need to start doing to preserve some of the water. Yeah. So we're gonna do that after the presentation, and we're asking family members that can make it, is we're gonna haul some pipes and begin to start opening lois. So, but we need to get the waters to the lois first, yeah. So we want to get the pipes so we can start moving the water from the valley to the lois. So that's going to be after the demonstration. It'll be a shady area, under shade, and I think it's really going to be awesome. Is you're going to feel the presence of all the kapunas up there and how beautiful the place is. For those of you that have never seen that place before and have family that's there. So it's I think this is a really, really good day. I think that's the beginning. You know, you just gotta remember. You just gotta be, you gotta be vigilant. You gotta watch, and you know, this is a long road that we're about to partake on. The battle's just beginning. So.
I mean, as far as the water, maybe it comes on that now, but as far as the water, a couple weeks ago, no, 2 weeks ago, at the meeting, they were talking about doing in-stream flow studies for West Maui. And coming up with an in-stream flow standard as far as figuring out what kind of water we got in the rivers, summer, winter, all kinds of year. And what that standard going to do is they're going to set up an average, I guess, based between winter and summer and all kinds of year, and come up with an average and say, okay, that average must be in the stream at all times. Yeah? But no, the funny thing about it is they don't necessarily follow the in-stream flow standards that is set. Unless, even though in the state water code it says they only can take excess water. You cannot take auto stream, I mean, you cannot take auto stream, and you cannot take too much where you just leave one trickle either. that standard's got to be set, that average. And once that standard is set, you cannot take any more than that standard is the average in the stream. You can take only excess, and usually excess only comes during the winter. So maybe maybe 6 months out of the year, that's the only time they can take water from the stream, which these guys gonna fight thin nail not to let happen. Yeah. What you guys gotta watch too is the West Maui watershed people, the one they supposedly maintain the forest to bring back the rains because they say we in bad situations, they like more water for the side. That's the same guys that they're burning all our rivers. Yeah. So if you look at the West Side watershed people as your friends, wrong. They do that for their own self. They don't want diverting the waters. West Maui land, which is Peter Martin guys. You got my name, Maui land in Pine. You got Kamehameha schools. You even got the county of Maui who's sitting on the West Maui watershed partnership. Yeah. Now, if this Stream 4 standard is set, talking with Hokuau guys from Hawaii, what they did was they set water management designation. What that does is, when you set that space as a water management area, it really enforces the state water code where they cannot remove any water below the average. And that completely stops development. Yeah. When we went to the meeting, when we went to the meeting with the county, they was saying how we're going to allocate water over the next 20 years for the build up of Aina for the next 20 years. And to us was like, what she was kind of recommending was that we said like, oh, so what's the flows in the river? What kind of water we get in the river? What's the average? What's the state water code say we can and cannot do? And the county actually said, well, do you want to go that route? Do you want to follow state water code, or let us people in Lahaina decide what we like with the water? Now, when they say us people in Lahaina, we're not talking about us. You know who they're talking about? They're talking about these big landowners. So I said, hell yeah, maybe, I'm not all for what the hell the state do. You know what I mean? I'd rather be in my own country. But as far as right now, the county was actually recommending that we not pay attention to state water code, not adhere to what the state water code say, and let's see how we can allocate water to certain build-up, certain developments in Lahaina. And so it was funny, on the paper it says living within our means. And when they say live within our means, part of that was the rivers, the wells. They look at recycled water, using it for maybe the lawns or the parks or whatever. The other one was desalinization. Now if you say we live within our means, when you're talking about desalinization, we far gone past our means already. That's not our resource. We got to go into the ocean for get drinking water. We far beyond our means. So to us, we're looking at the water as not how we're going to develop more, but how we're going to restrict development based on only what we get. I mean, sense. I'm gonna go store away $100 worth of groceries with $5. Yeah, that's what they're doing. So they say, oh well, you know what, we can do desalinization. That's expensive. Also, that's living beyond our means. You cannot live beyond your means. So the in-stream flow studies are being done right now by the USGS on the west side, and they should be done tomorrow, 2016. Should be done 2016. I think we should really pay attention to that. Really pay attention to that, because when it comes up, like Navaeha, they have to fight hard to get their designation, but once they got them, you saw what happened with the rivers in Navaeha. The water was put back. Yeah. So, not bad. Maybe 80, 70% times out of the year, you see, at least we got trickle coming down Kahoma. Yeah, it's a trickle. That was when we went to Kamehameha because they own the intake. Kamehameha schools own the intake and allow this water to go down to Peter Martin and their water slides for the tourists. Yeah, we had to fight hard with them to at least get some water put back into the valley. So slowly we've seen that the water coming down, but they still allowing water to go to Peter Martin. Peter Martin banking on that water for to develop this area.
Louise Rocket, she writes for the Lahaina News, and she's been on top of this stuff for a long time, and she wants to share some information with us. And then right after that, we need to get rolling. We need to get relocated, and I'm gonna brief everybody on how we're gonna strategically put people out on this road. We're gonna spread everybody out, okay? So go ahead.
So there's a gentleman, his name is Steve Greenrich, and he's did a hydrological study of the watershed in West Maui. And I asked him, was there anything in that study that he did that sort of struck him as strange? He said, we only have one aquifer underneath. And if somebody in Honokaʻau takes too much, it impacts what's happening at Akumihama. So with only one aquifer, he said, there's no other place on the islands like Lahaina, only one big one. So and we're kind of on the honor system. Oh my God. So if Peter Martin takes too much, or if Launiupoko takes too much, everybody is impacted. There's not two aquifers, it's one only. And the guy who did the study was Steve, Gringch, and he does the water tables in all of the rivers all across the state. And so he did that study about 4 years ago. And I think it's really important to know that although the streams are running, if that aquifer goes dry, we're all in deep.
Just for a day, our king and queen would visit all these islands and saw everything. How would they feel about the changes of our land? Could you just imagine if they were around and saw highways on the sacred grounds? How would they feel about this modern city life? Tears would come from each other's eyes as they would start to realize that our people are in great, great danger now. Smiles, be content, than and cry. Cry for the gods, cry for the people, cry for the land that was taken away. And then yet you'll find Hawaii. Could you just imagine if they came back and saw traffic lights and railroad tracks? How would they feel about this modern city life? Tears would come from each other's eyes and they would start to realize that our land is in great, great danger now. Fighting that the king had done to conquer all these islands, now there's condominiums. How would he feel if he saw Hawaii? How would he feel? Would his smile be content than and cry? Taken away, and then Ikapono o Hawaii Uama e Aloha Aina Ikapono o Hawaii Uama
Oh, she's saying a genealogy. Yeah, genealogy. She's reciting her genealogy.
Oh boy. Hawaii's like us.
Like you.
Hard for final makers. So, this is for the ones that went before us. You may go, I'll let you go. May God bless you. You'll be mine wherever you may be. It's a warning to say aloha, 'cause you never find another Hawaiian like me. Oh no, you never find another Hawaiian like me. You may go, I'll let you go. May God bless you. You'll be mine wherever you may be. It's a warning to say aloha, 'cause you never find another Hawaiian like me. Oh no, you never find another Kaneka like you. Oh no, you never find another a people like us. Okay, cousins, aloha. Take care. Malama pono. Malama rohana. Ai. Ano ai. And I agree. Hehehe